Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment. An absolute day, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, kila mahali muko popote duniani. Mimi ni Chief Hasala, niko hapa ndugu zangu, na kunena maneno makubwa makubwa makubwa. Kama unanisikia vizuri, kila mahali muko popote, lazima utasaidiwa ndugu. Kama unataka, mimi sijui, lakini lazima unisikilize vizuri. Kama unataka kuenjoy, kama unataka kuenjoy, wacha nisungumuze kwa lugha kama hiyo, lugha ya vijana ndugu yangu. Si Kiswahili ya mtaa, Kiswahili ya siku hizi. Aho uri hose inshuti yanjye, baho kandi ubeho neza Amerika y'Amajyaruguru, baho kandi ubeho neza Amerika y'Amajyepfo, nawe ubeho kandi ubeho neza Aziya, baho kandi ubeho neza Uburayi, mubeho kandi ubeho neza Australia, baho kandi ubeho neza n'Uburayi, mubeho kandi ubeho neza. Bahaye ikaze hano kuri BFC. Mukomeze mukore subscribe, mukomeze murigestaringa kugira ngo mujye mubona ibiganiro tubagezaho ibiganiro byubaka, ntabwo buri dukina komedi. Ntabwo twebwe turi abakomediye. We are not comedians, so we are just voicing wisdom. I know it sounds really hard nowadays, but we chose that way. And tonight I want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, how to make cultural integration simple. The simplest way of cultural integration, we made it simple. Make sure that the people from all over the world, now the world is becoming so small indeed, meaning that some people are leaving their homes, finding out some green pastures on the other coin or the other side, and the reverse is true. Most people, a good number of people are leaving from America to Canada, from Canada to Australia, from Australia to Europe, from Europe to Africa, from Africa to France or Asia, whatever you want. So meaning that the world now is coming really so close. We are no longer now attending the documentary nations. Documentary nations, the African documents, documentary Africa, or America Africa, or Europe Africa, Europe documents. We now know YouTube and all other platforms are making everything very clear. Technology is really good. Really good, brothers and sisters. So encourage you to keep subscribing, and let me know where you're watching from. Engage by asking questions, by also contributing. Now, we used to watch America on TVs and documents, different documents. We call them documentaries. So they documented America on screen and in papers is a little bit different from the ground when you go on the ground. The same to Africa. They documented Africa All the Africa we see on TVs, when you get on the ground, is completely different. Europe is the same. Australia is the same. Asia is the same. Canada is the same. I'm navigating continent. I'm such a blessed soul. So it's really different. Maybe the only place that I have never uh, reached in person is Russia and Australia. Russia and Australia, those two countries, I have never gone there. And so, but the less I managed to step on their soil with my foot. And I had a hit, an idea in my mind. I had the documented United Kingdom, the documented France, the documented Asia, the documented uh, Canada, the documented. When you get on the ground, you get a little bit. So the documented Africa, because I know very well Africa, so, and I was shocked. The Africa I watch on documents is really different from the Africa I know on the ground. So, but now I know why. I know why. And that's why I really salute uh, men and women who keep coming, creating apps like YouTube, TikTok, all those kind of stuff that helps us to really to show the exact place. Now you know every place, every corner of the world, you know what it is. Alive. No montage, no business. No business, just alive. You watch it, yeah, you watch it because those guys, they are working for views. So they make sure that they show some areas. Now we're gonna know how the world really is. Really, technology is good, man. And I decided to think of how I can make cultural integration. How do you handle cultural pressure? How do you embrace people's culture? We understand that culture is not a gift from God, but it's an idea of man to govern himself. So anything else from man is developed within the context of cultural establishment. The cultural design, the cultural structure of man, he designs to serve a purpose of self-governance. And so, how do you embrace people's culture of different backgrounds? How do you embrace it and enjoy life? You live with other people. You embrace people's culture. You embrace them. You integrate in a simple way. You interact with them. You create such a flow of harmony without any hindrances, without any pressure, without any stress, without any, obstacle or hindrances that might hinder you to exploit the cultural benefits from other people. Now, how do you handle African culture if you are from Europe, Australia, Canada, Asia to Africa? If you are from Africa, how do you handle American culture? People don't, some people think America has no culture. America has a very unique culture. You need to know it, to embrace it. Otherwise, you will start singing songs like never before, and nobody is caring. At the end of the day, if the complaint is really examined, you find out that you are the real problem. The culture has no problem. Now, culture is not a gift. That's the basics. It is an idea of man. And every culture has three fundamental elements. Element number one, every culture has the beautiful aspect. Point number one. Point number two, every culture has bad aspects. Okay. Point number 3, every culture has useless aspect. Now, beautiful aspect, bad aspect, okay, and useless aspect. Now, there's a difference between useless and bad. They're not the same. But now, the shocking story, before I dive into and share exactly what I want to do for you, I came up with a simple terminology, simple language to make it simple because most people are struggling. They don't know how to interact. They don't know how to live with other people in harmony. They don't know how to interact. They don't know how to be part of other culture. And they have already left where they came from. Okay, they're now in another culture, but they are struggling to harmonize with other culture. What is really the problem? What's the problem of cultural integration? What is the problem of human integration? What is the problem of spiritual integration? What is the problem of emotional integration? What's the problem? Follow me here, right here at the BFC, where we share everything with a purpose of revealing the divine glory of God in every idea of man. Because we saw that every idea of man has a will to serve. And every purpose has to be a reflection of God's purpose to reveal the glory of God in every aspect of man. Now, before I dive into, I want to see something here that even the Bible understands. Okay, Paul, a navigator, a spiritual navigator, a teacher of all time, a philosopher, a preacher, a pastor, an evangelist, but above all, a commissioned apostle of the gospel. He helped us to understand how to, this is also a missionary, brother, a missionary, an expert in cultural integration of all at times. He helped us to understand the book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 32, 34, and 35. I now realize how true it is that God does not show favoritism, but accepts from every nation, the one who fears him and does the right, and does what is right, and does what is right. Okay, and does what is right. God doesn't show favoritism. God understands that man will create culture to govern himself. And God has no problem with human culture, but he reveals himself in a human cultural setting. Still, God reveals himself there. Because the designer, the ideal that designs the system, it is originated from himself. And so God never loses. That is a point number 1. Then a point number 2, consequently, you are no longer foreigners and strangers, but fellow citizens with God's people and also members in his household. Beautiful, beautiful to understand, ladies and gentlemen. Live in harmony. The scripture above is Ephesians 2:19. Then let me go with this Romans 12:16. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud. Do not be proud, but willing to associate. Give him glory. Willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. Okay, now Now, let me clarify here and make it very, very, very simple. I know most people are struggling to interact, to embrace people's culture. Okay. Now, let me make it very simple. How do you integrate with other culture? First of all, you have to understand your culture. You have to understand the bad part of your culture, the good part of your culture, and the useless part of your culture. Three elements in one culture. When you master the art of the good of your culture, the bad of your culture, and the useless one, okay, before you embrace another culture, now you hold on the good one. The useless, just throw away. Okay, we have a lot of useless stuff in culture, in cultural setting. Or useless. We have also the bad one. We know it, but we don't, struggle with it. We don't know even who came up with those ideas. Maybe a drunkard person developed an idea, and it, even 200 years ago, somebody drunkard, a fornicator, sinner, a sin of all kind, he created an idea. But today, somebody is still holding such idea. Now we have to understand that cultural idea is not a revelation from God. It is completely human. So it can be changed and challenged at any time without any permission. Without any permission. However, there are some beautiful ideas that carries a destiny meaningful that everybody, every generation has to hold on that. And that is what defines you. What defines you. Now, God knows all this. Now, you were born in Africa, or you're born in America, North America, you're born in South America, you're born Asia, you're born in Australia, you're born in Europe, and now you have traveled from one continent to another continent. There are people there, inhabitants of the land. You get them on their own soil. They have their own culture, okay? And you get there, you have your own culture. Now, you have to start, first of all, you have to befriend the weather. I call it spiritual integration. You connect yourself with the space. Okay? You connect yourself with the space. Australian space, American space. You connect yourself with the space before you connect yourself with the ground. You connect yourself with the space. Let your spiritual eye connect with the space. You become friends. Okay? Then, when you become friends with space, you will have no problem with weather and climate. Point number one. Point number two, love it. Okay? Then, when you love it, you love the space, you love the air, you love the weather, you love the climate. Then you go down on the ground, start interacting with inhabitants. Now, engage with Americans, or Africans, or Australians, or European, okay? Engage with them now, person to person. Every culture, I said, has good part. Learn the good part of that culture, American culture, African culture, the good part, learn it. Now, see the good part of your culture and the bad part, the good part of your culture and the good part of people's culture, then combine them. Then get the bad part of yours and the bad part of the other part. Okay, that is equation. 1-1. You apply now the denominator. You cancel everything. Then you develop positivity. And now what do you do now? You create harmony. How do you create harmony? First of all, embrace the language. Embrace American language. Point number one. Now we are on the ground, person to person. Australian language. African language, European language, Canadian language. You see now, you start to embrace the language. Okay, you love it first of all. This is the spiritual stuff, emotional stuff, logical button up. You embrace it. You love the people. You love their language. You love the people. When you love the language, you love who speaks the language. Very simple, man. Very simple. Now, you love it. When you love it, after loving it now, you go a little bit, a step further. Now you enter into food. You love the food. You love American food, African food, Asian food, Australian food, European food. You love it. I love the space. I love the weather. I love the climate. I love the language. I love the person. I love the food. What else? Entertainment. 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 Then you start interacting. Okay? You start interacting. When you make this move, you will never fight a war of favoritism, or discrimination, or those kind of language. We understand when it comes to technical stuff, technical stuff. But let's first deal with the basics, the basics, the ground. Now, when we go in academia, we go in work, we go in specialization, we go all those specialty, we enter there. Then there's another way also to fight those stuff without even having any problem, But when you start with difficulties on the ground, every question, like in America, we have a very premature question, and everybody has mastered the art of it. Where are you from? I don't know who created that question, but I think I don't know, but to me it's a premature psychological question. But it is common. It is common in school. It is common in workplace. It is common everywhere. It is common, and it's part of culture. Where are you from? Before even somebody asks you what's your name, where are you from? Just like that. So it's part of culture. Now, if you never knew how to interact with people, you get mad. And you will hear my friends, most people complaining about discrimination, about when somebody asks you, and because I'm a psychologist and I'm so happy, I'm so really happy indeed. I'm a counselor by profession. And I love such a word. I love such a questions because 85% Americans, they don't know even how that question really affects people when it's applied in an appropriate way or in a long time. You can still apply the question, where are you from? You engage, where, definitely it's part of relationship building. It's part of it. But you need to know when to ask that question. You don't meet somebody, you don't know, even hi, no, hi, where are you from? That is kind of animalism. That's kind of animalism. So it's like in Africa. In Africa, I have managed to travel almost 6 countries, and Africa also has a very serious issue. What is your religion? What is your religion? That question is not in America. You will never see such a question in America. Nobody will ask you, what is your religion? No, that question is common in Africa. And technically, Africa has no religion. Africa has no religion. You know, when they ask you what is religion, it reveals the context of Christianity and Muslim. And Muslim and Muslim is not for Muslim and Christianity the way it is not Africa. However, Christianity began, the genesis of Christianity is in Africa, but the modern Christianity is not African. So that question is null and void. The same question in America, where are you from? Before even you ask somebody, you know, you don't need even to ask that person. Person will just tell you if you build a relationship, a lot of stuff. But for me, I have never had any challenge as far as those questions are concerned. I had some challenges, but they are critical challenges. I think scholarly challenges, not those. But because the scholarly challenges and intellectual challenges, these are not really. There's another battle, There's another field to make them. I'm trying to help the new people. Are you new in Africa? You have to love the food of Africa. You have actually to speak the language. We are now almost entering a period where you will not get a translator. The Americans, Canadians, Australians, Europe, you need to study African languages. I'm telling you, things are changing. Things are changing. Things are changing. You need to study African languages. You need to speak African languages. Yeah, you need to speak African languages. I'm telling you, you need to love their food. I have a lot of friends, um, there. The food is challenging, everything. But at least the process of adapting the culture, the culture, I've made it very simple for you in this episode. Okay, as I conclude, it's very simple, ladies and gentlemen, very simple, very simple. When you understand this, you become so simple for yourself. You simplify everything. You will not have challenges. You will not have challenges. Sometimes you struggle with emotional burnout because of making things hard. Why? You're not a friend of the space. You're not a friend of climate. You're not a friend of weather. You're not a friend of the people. You're not a friend of the language. Some of you, you go to a people's land, you don't want to study their language. Okay? You think every day people will be translating for you. But now I think technology is so good. These young men, they're doing a great job. Now we'll be having app. But also having app, people will not wait for you, download the app. Nobody's waiting that. Time is rushing, man. Time is money. Nobody's wasting that. So you need to learn these things. Okay? You need to learn these things to stop minor excuses like discrimination, like oh, these people hate me, like oh, nobody hates you. Nobody hates you. Do your part. Love the food, love the people, love the land. Okay? Allow America, if you were here in America, allow America to live in you. Most people live in different continents, but the continent they live in, the continent doesn't live in them. The continent that lives in them is the continent that they left. What a confused soul. What a confused soul, ladies and gentlemen. The continent you left behind, it lives in you. The continent you live in, it doesn't live, has no place in you. How can the soil you live in, you work for, You pay tax for doesn't live in you, and you leave the soil that you are not living in. You are not working on that soil. You don't pay tax on that soil. That soil lives in you. In other words, if you live in America, allow America to live in you. If you live in Africa, allow Africa to live in you. Europe, Asia, Canada, the same story. The same story. Then you will see how life goes really simple. 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 You will not just spend a day in the house because you can't talk to people, you can't interact with people. You see, those are not my people. 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 Now, the last point. Don't take your God to somebody's land. It is biblically approved. The greatest mistake that Africa did, Africa embraced foreigner gods on African continent. And I'm telling you, they will never pay. They will pay the ultimate sacrifice until Jesus Christ comes back. Never allow a foreigner to bring their God on your land. If you come like in America, you have to worship the God of America. If you go to Africa, you have to worship the God of Africa. We have 6 continents. We have 6 continents. We have 6 idols. Those idols understand the creator of heaven and earth. The people of a continent worship an idol of a continent. The idol of a continent worship the creator of an idol. Are you getting what I'm talking about? Let me stop there. I don't want to enter in something that you might call it a myth. There's no myth in God. The mystery or the myth is in the brain of man, not God. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in different continents, subscribe and join a community. But I'm telling you, your life will never be the same. We don't play comedy here. We just owe a lasting wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Join. If you don't join today, don't join tomorrow, because tomorrow might not allow you. If you don't join today, don't join tomorrow, because tomorrow it might not allow you. Mambo ni hiyo ndugu zangu. Nimesimamisha hapo. Kutane na nyinyi the second episode. God bless you. Shalom. Shalom, shalom.